In this tutorial, you use the DynamicPDF Cloud API's pdf-xmp REST endpoint to extract XMP metadata from a PDF document. DynamicPDF Cloud API is an efficient and scalable, easy-to-use API for working with PDF documents. Key features include an online document report designer, merging, stamping, adding barcodes to PDFs, form-filling PDFs, retrieving a form's information, converting images to PDFs, encrypting and securing PDFs, retrieving text, XMP, and other information. Creating and working with PDFs is a breeze using DynamicPDF's Cloud API. Our online Dynamic PDF designer makes creating reports and documents easy. Our REST APIs make tasks like merging, converting images, encrypting documents, or form-filling documents straightforward. And our client libraries make it easy to integrate with Node.js, .NET, Java, or PHP. We have a C#.NET client library, the Java client library, a Node.js client library, and a PHP client library. And a Ruby and Go library are on the way. Let's go ahead and go to the documentation for this tutorial. Click Docs, Tutorials, Cloud API, Extract XMP Metadata. And that brings us to the tutorial, Extract XMP Metadata. DynamicPDF Cloud API's pdf-xmp endpoint is for extracting XMP metadata from PDF documents. In this tutorial, we demonstrate just how easy it is to extract XMP metadata from a PDF document using the pdf-xmp endpoint. We first call the pdf-xmp endpoint directly using REST. We then use the DynamicPDF client libraries to illustrate using pdf-xmp with the C#, Java, Node.js, and PHP client libraries. Of those libraries, we'll look at the C# one in depth. Let's scroll down and look at the required resources. To complete this tutorial, you must add the Get XMP Metadata sample to your samples folder in your cloud storage space using the Resource Manager. After adding the sample resources, we'll see a samples get-xmp-metadata-pdf-endpoint folder in our Resource Manager that contains the resources for this tutorial. So let's see, the file that we're going to have, the actual resource is fw4.pdf, and we're going to download that to our local file system. We're going to assume that we have a temp/dynamicpdf-api-samples /get-xmp-metadata folder. And in there, we're going to place the fw4.pdf file. Then after that, after we have the file, we're then going to delete it from Cloud Resource, just to show that we're not using it from the cloud. So we need to go to the Resource Manager and look at the sample folder. Log in. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for one here, but we're going to assume you already have an account. So click Log In. That takes us to the Environment Manager. Click Managed Resources. In the Resource Manager, select Samples. Then click the Add Samples button. And from the pop-up dialog, select Get XMP Metadata. Okay. And there you go. You can see the sample folder with the fw4.pdf resource was added to your samples folder in DynamicPDF Cloud API storage. If you double click on it, you'll see the file. It'll open the file in your browser. Go ahead and close it. Now let's download the file. So right click, download. After it's downloaded, click Close. And then we need to delete the file. So right-click, Delete, and that deletes the file. Now let's exit the Resource Manager. Now let's return to the tutorial. Now let's consider the curl example. The pdf-xmp endpoint takes a POST request. When using curl, we specify the endpoint, the HTTP command, which in this case is POST, the API key, and the local resources required. In this case, it's fw4.pdf. The following curl command illustrates. So let's go ahead and copy and then paste this curl command to Notepad. Copy. Open Notepad. Paste. And you'll see we have the post command and the HTTP request to the pdf-xmp endpoint. We have our content type, which is application PDF, our authorization key, and then data binary, where we specify the input path in our local file system to fw4.pdf. That'll be uploaded as binary. Okay, let's replace the API key. Go back to the environment manager, select apps and API keys, copy, and that copies the API key to your clipboard. Close, and now let's return to Notepad, and let's paste the key. Don't overwrite the bearer. Bearer is an important part of the authorization key. And now let's copy the entire command and paste it in the command prompt. Okay, hit return. And there you go. There's the XMP metadata. Now let's consider the C# example. You can download the C# example project from GitHub. And of course, the C# client library is available as a Nuget package. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a console app .NET Core project named Get XMP Metadata. We're going to add DynamicPDF API Nuget package to it. We're going to create a new static method named run. Then we're going to create a new pdf-xmp instance and a PDF resource instance with the path to the PDF and its constructor. We're going to add a call to the process method in the instance to call the process method. And then if the call is successful, we're going to print out the XML to the console. Otherwise, we're going to print out the XML. Otherwise, we're going to print out the error. Let's go ahead and start Visual Studio. Now, I assume you already have the .NET Client Examples solution loaded. Wait for it to load. Find the Get XMP Metadata project. Go ahead and open it. And there's the code. But now we're going to delete it. So let's go ahead and remove the project. And remember to delete it from your local file system. Now we're going to create it from scratch. So right-click on Add, New Project, and we're going to make it a console app .NET Core. Next. We're going to name the project Get XMP Metadata. Create, wait for it to load, and it creates the project. Before we do anything else, let's add the Nuget package. So right-click on Get XMP Metadata, select Manage Nuget Packages, browse, select DynamicPDF.API, and then you'll see the Nuget package for the client library. Install. Okay. Wait for it to install. And then go ahead and close it and return to program. Now we want to add our code. Let's first start by adding a run method. So static void run. String API key, string base path. And before we forget, let's go up to main and let's add the call to run. Only let's add the API key and the base path to our local file system. This is where we're going to have this is where we put fw4.pdf. Now we need to, of course, paste the API key. Now let's go down to the run method and let's start the actual bulk of the coding. So first, let's create a PDF resource instance, and in it, we're going to pass the path to fw4.pdf on our local file system. Now we're going to create a new pdf-xmp instance, and in it, we're going to pass the resource. Now we're going to set the API key for pdf-xmp. Now we're going to call the pdf-xmp's process method, and it's going to return an XML response. So XML response equals pdf-xmp.process. So now if it's successful, we're going to print it out. Otherwise, we're going to print the error. So if XML response.is successful, else console.writeLine XML response.error.json. Now let's go back up and console.writeLine XML response.content. All right, so I think we have everything. We have our using statement and the API key, the base path, the PDF resource, the XMP endpoint, the API key. We call the process method. If it's successful, we print out the XML. Otherwise, we print out the error.json. So let's go ahead and run this application. So go up to extract up. Be sure to change the Be sure to change it to get Xmp metadata. Click run. Wait for it to run. And there's the XML Xmp metadata. Now let's consider the Java example. You can get the example project from GitHub, and it's named DynamicPDF-API-examples. And you can get the client library for Java, for the Java API from Maven. Okay, so if you look, you can see the steps are pretty much the same as the C# example. We're going to create a run method, and we're going to get a PDF. We're going to create a new PDF resource instance, passing the path to the PDF. We're going to create a pdf-xmp instance, pass the resource to it. We're going to set the API key. We're going to call the process method. If it's successful, we're going to print out the XML. Otherwise, we're going to print out the error. I like to use Eclipse, so let's go ahead and start Eclipse. Wait for it to load. Launch. I assume you already have the project loaded. Open the get Xmp metadata file. And there you go. There's the code. We have the main method, the run method. We're getting the PDF resource. We're creating a PDF XMP instance. setting the API key, calling process. If it's successful, we're printing out the XML. Otherwise, we're going to print out the error message. So let's change the API key. So let's go ahead and run the application. And there you go. There's the XML metadata. Now let's consider the Node.js example. You can get the Node.js example from GitHub, and you can also get the DynamicPDF, the client library for Node.js, using npm. The steps are the same as the other two client libraries. Let's go ahead and open Visual Studio Code, and I already have the project loaded. So let's go to Get Xmp Metadata and open it, and there you go. We have the Xmp Get Xmp Metadata class. We get the PDF resource from our local file system. We have a pdf-xmp endpoint where we pass the resource. We set the API key. We call the process method. If it's successful, then we print it to the console. Otherwise, we print out the error message. So let's go ahead and run this. Scroll up a little bit so we can see better. And it is node get xmp metadata.json. Hit return. And there you go. There's the XMP metadata. Now let's consider the PHP example. You can get the example code from GitHub. And of course, you can get the client library. Well, you use Composer to install the client library. And the steps are the same as the other three example projects. Let's go ahead and open Visual Studio Code. And I have PHP already loaded in here. Let's go to Get XMP Metadata. And there's the code. So let's first replace the API key. And as you can see, we have a PDF resource with a path to our local file system. We create a new pdf-xmp instance passing the resource. We set the API key. We call the process method. If it's successful, then we print it out, the XML out to the console. Otherwise, we print out the error message. So let's go ahead and run this. So php get xmp metadata.php, hit return. And let's scroll up. And there you go. You can see there's the XML metadata. Now let's summarize the steps we took. In all four example projects, we first created a PDF resource instance, and in the constructor, we passed the path to the fw4.pdf file on our local file system. Then we created a new pdf-xmp instance, and in the constructor, we passed the resource. We set the API key. Then we called the process method. This is what actually calls the REST endpoint, and it returns a response, and that's an XML response. If it's successful, then we go ahead and we just print out the XMP XML metadata. Otherwise, we print out an error message. So as you can see, using the pdf-xmp endpoint is straightforward. I'm James, developer evangelist at DynamicPDF, reminding you, when you think PDF, think DynamicPDF Cloud API. See you next time.